you think about LGBT teenagers growing up at school, and whether they're able to be open and be themselves, and whether whether they struggle with coming out. That's as long as that's the case, that means that their sexuality or gender identity is deemed as lesser or not as good as the perceived norm. So there is always still work to do there until that kind of changes.
No, I agree 100%. And it's interesting because obviously, when you think about Pride, and there's been so much, this last Pride, obviously, with it being the 50th anniversary, it's been a massive focal point in the media and just generally. And a lot of people have talked about Pride as losing its true meaning, obviously being a sort of platform to stand up against stigmatism, stand up against homophobia, stand up against intolerance, and all the other sort of hate that comes out of it. And you think about Pride and what it stands for, and do you think it has lost its meaning in a way when you think about London Pride? It's very commercial vehicle these days, isn't it? It's one of the things that people talked about quite a lot, and were saying that they were very angry about how commercialized it has become, and the restrictions, and how it's restricted to a certain number, and then you have all these floats, and you have all these brands jumping on board. And I see it in two lights, but I mean, what do you think about
I see it in two lights as well. I think it isn't amazing that, on the one hand, that so many big corporate companies who will have lots of LGBT plus employees of their own actually want to get involved with Pride. Do I think the balance is right between that corporate sponsorship and community groups? Probably not.
It's gone a lot the other way.
It's gone the other way, and so maybe there needs to be a bit of a redressing of the balance. But the thing is, in London, it's expensive to put on Pride. It is one of the world's greatest cities, and to put on the Pride Parade and the entertainment in Trafalgar Square and Soho Square, etc., costs money, and the Pride exactly. It has to balance the books, and so the Pride organisers are left with that dilemma of how much sway and prominence do we give to those corporate sponsors. Do I think those corporate sponsors shouldn't be there at all? No, because I think it's an important statement to say that you've got the likes of Tesco and Virgin and Barclays. Barclays were right at the front of the parade, just in front of us. We had an amazing spot with Terence Higgins Trust in the Pride Parade this year. We were like the third thing in the parade, which was amazing. Felt amazing to be doing that, and with such an important message this year around the Can't Pass It On campaign. But, do you know what? I think with it being 50 years since the partial decriminalisation of homosexuality in England, actually, there more should have been made of that. The parade, I think, should have been led by, a group like Stonewall or Amnesty, or a group that is about human rights. It shouldn't have necessarily been led by Barclays with a big bus.
Yeah.
Myself.
More money.
But actually,
do
I think that they should have been in the parade? Yes. But do I think they should have been at the front of the parade?
But that's why they were there, though, isn't it?
There were many ways to do sponsorship, though.
Yeah. No, of course, but that's the ultimate reason why they were at the front.
And I'm not going to criticise Barclays, because they are amazing, and they sponsor some of the work that we do at Terence Higgins Trust, and we're so thankful for that. It's about finding a balance, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And it's a difficult one. Yeah. It's a difficult one. But yeah, I'm personally, I'd like to see a little bit of more of an embracing of LGBT community and organisations that are really fighting for LGBT rights here in the UK and around the world, really.
Yeah.